Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Hall. You may call me Dr. Kennard. This is the Disappointed Cat Morning Show, where we're going to look at a few significant news stories that affect the secular, humanist, atheist, agnostic, human, just people. These stories affect people in general. I hope you're all doing well this morning. So I guess we shouldn't bury the lead here. My girlfriend has COVID. She took a test. There's going to be a few lessons. I'm going to share some lessons that we learned over the weekend. One, it's very difficult to get a rapid response test. I went to several pharmacies trying to find any rapid response test. We were able to do so. She came down with symptoms, on Saturday? We had one test here in the house, and she tested positive, but we wanted to make sure. We wanted to make sure she wasn't getting a false positive. And a false positive, of course, is when the test says you have it, when you actually don't have it. And that's why the search went on and on for a rapid response test over the weekend. Over on Saturday, it was difficult, but we eventually found a treasure trove of rapid response tests. And so we are fully stocked up. Interesting note too, everyone. In some communities, your city, your town, maybe even your county, I don't know, may give you or send you a rapid response test. I checked the city that we live in, the city website, and yes, you can get a free test sent to you. I don't know how many tests you can get. I know we're getting at least one through the mail in the next few days. And yes, we have maybe 2 tests downstairs waiting to be used, but it's good to have maybe, I don't know, for 2 people, how many tests, how many rapid response tests should you have in the house? I would say at least 2 for each person, right? Maybe more. I don't know. I, as of now, do not have COVID. My daughter, who spent the previous day with my girlfriend before she tested positive. Also, good news. This is good news. My daughter, who's 16 years old, does not have COVID either. Her mom just gave me the text this morning saying that my kid does not have COVID. That's pretty positive. Other important news, the girlfriend, we're both boosted. We're both vaccinated. Our first 2 shots with Moderna, our booster with Pfizer. Her symptoms are pretty minor right now, but she has underlying health conditions. So we've been in contact with a doctor. And another thing that you should be mindful of in case you or someone close to you has COVID is figuring out what the metrics are. When do you go to the hospital? And so with her doctor, because of my girlfriend's underlying health conditions, he said you should go if your blood oxygen level gets to X amount, down, 95 consistently. You should go to the hospital, and you should take an ambulance to go to the hospital too. So that's important. We're going to go over in today's stories exactly what you should do in case you get COVID, because with Omicron becoming the prominent variant here in the States, and of course Delta is still around, and the holidays, more and more of us are going to be getting breakthrough infections. All right, before getting to those stories, I'm going to check out the chat. And hey, if you're watching on Twitter, you'll see that I'm interacting with the YouTube chat. In case you're watching on Facebook, you'll see that I'm interacting with the YouTube chat. That's because I can see the YouTube chat. If you want to come in and join the fun in the chat, come on over to YouTube. If you don't want to, keep watching. I hope you enjoy the show. the rest of the show. This show, by the way, if you're a first-time watcher, goes from 9 to 9:25, and then we do an open room for atheists, humanists, progressives. The link to be on the show, I believe, is on down there. I hope I put it down in the description. All right, checking out how everyone's doing. What's up, Blaze and Wizard? Yeah, COVID cooties. That's right, COVID cooties. Thanks, Jessi Bear. I appreciate the thoughts. The girlfriend has appreciated everyone sending her warm, the best. Morning, Secular Dave. Tobin, good to see you. John Hudson, very nice. Glad to see you here, sir. Dr. Mordecai and Tesla Ranger. Oh, you're going to get tested today? You're just getting out of quarantine? What really sucks about the girlfriend having COVID right now is, of course, it crushes our Christmas plans. We have people coming in from out of town. And, I just realized yesterday when I was working here in another bedroom, one floor away from where she is, I realized that not only does COVID prevent us from having people coming over, but of course it prevents my girlfriend and I from spending a lot of time together in the same room together on Christmas Eve, and of course the most important day of all, Boxing Day. So she is coming out of quarantine on the 28th. Will I do a Christmas stream? Probably, since I'll be here in these four walls. I might do a really long Christmas stream. I might stream on Christmas Eve. I might stream on Christmas Day. I don't know, since I am in solitary confinement in all reality. Big Zebra, good to see you. Hey, Dee Parks from Middle America. Rage. Hope you're doing well, sir. For those of you who don't know the backstory of Rage, Rage also got COVID during the dark days. Got it really hard, too. What's up, Theo? All right, I think I got everyone. King, Farouk, good morning. MC Fractal. Andy, you look pale. Get some rest. Yep, maybe it's my lighting, huh? Maybe it's my lighting. Maybe that's a little bit better. But you know what? Yeah, maybe I have it. I don't know. I got to take another test. I got to take another COVID test, to tell you the truth. Our family's get-togethers postponed as well, not COVID-related, but my brother-in-law is in the hospital. I'm sorry to hear that your brother-in-law is in the hospital. And actually, I got a good night's sleep, right? But maybe I'm less. I haven't been eating well. I haven't been eating well since I've been stuck in this room. I have a comfort pie. Do you want to see my comfort pie? We had a variety, and this is not healthy. This is me acting out. I have a comfort pie here, which I've just been noshing on. This isn't healthy. This is not good behavior. The comfort pie we were going to have for Christmas. And of course, since those fucking plans shit the bed. Thanks, COVID. I have a comfort pie here, which I occasionally nosh on. All right, you want to get serious? Let's talk about news stories, everyone. Relevant story. What do you do if you test positive for COVID-19 as the Omicron variant surges? How long do you quarantine? Who should you tell? And when should you call your doctor? Here are answers to your questions. Long story short, if you have COVID, probably a call to your doctor is in order. Just to dot the I's and cross the T's, right? Especially if you have an underlying health condition. You need to have a plan. You need to have a plan about what happens if things go sideways. Links in the description below, everyone. What do I do if I test positive for COVID-19? When you get a positive test result, you should quarantine immediately. It doesn't matter whether you got a rapid test or a PCR test. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines are the same whether you are unvaccinated, vaccinated, or boosted. Isolate for 10 days. The 10-day countdown typically starts on the first full day after your symptoms appeared, regardless of when you got the test result. If you got a positive test result without experiencing COVID symptoms, the clock starts the day after you took the test. If symptoms develop after you test positive, reset the clock. Day one is the first day after symptoms develop. How do I isolate? Remain at home in a private room and with a bathroom if possible. Avoid or limit interaction with other members of your household. If you must be in the same room with others, everyone should wear a high-quality mask. Keep the room well ventilated, such as opening windows or doors, doctors say. That's what we've been doing. She is one bedroom that does have a bath, that doesn't have a toilet in it. I also have a bedroom down here that has a bathroom. Of course, we do have to go into the kitchen, into the common living area sometimes. So we do keep the windows cracked open to keep ventilation going on. And also, we haven't been in the same room. So she will go downstairs, get food, do stuff, and then head back upstairs to her room. And I'll let the room ventilate for a while before going downstairs. Just what I'm doing, just what we're doing. This is our plan. This is how we're executing on this. If I get a negative test result during the 10-day quarantine period, can I stop isolating? No. False positive PCR tests are rare, and a rapid test isn't as sensitive as a PCR test. So you can't interpret a negative rapid test result as a sign you're no longer infectious. A rapid test will become negative well before a PCR will become negative, so you could still be shedding. We don't know, says David Wall, a professor, I'm pronouncing Wall, a professor of medicine in the Division of Infectious Diseases in the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I will say that when we took the rapid response tests, the ones that we took, there are two lines, right, on the test. There's two lines. One at the top, appears if you don't have COVID. If you do have COVID, there is a line on the bottom of the stick. And those lines become, even though it takes 15 minutes for the test to complete, those lines start appearing very quickly. So on both tests, the girlfriend, that line appeared that, yes, you are positive for COVID, appeared very quickly. Many patients still experience fatigue and other symptoms for more than 10 days, but so long as symptoms are improving, it's all right to stop isolating after the 10-day period, says Kristen England, an infectious disease center at Cleveland Clinic. For the average patient, 10 days should be adequate. If you are severely ill, talk to your doctor about isolating longer. People who are immunocompromised due to a health condition or medication may need to isolate for up to 20 days and get retested. Yes, so if you are infected, you should just be calling your doctor immediately, right? I mean, that seems to be common sense, just to get caught up with whatever's going on. I'm going to take a look at the chat and touch base before we go to the next story. Yes, Dee, I think it's pretty clear that, a week or so after the holidays, maybe 2 weeks after the holidays, is going to be a huge spike in COVID, and with hospitalizations too. There are websites to see which hospitals in your area have ICU beds available. I went on a site yesterday, National Public, NPR, I believe it was, and I checked out the local bed availability in my area, in the Boston area. So it's good just to check it out, just to see where we are at. In case you are concerned about the availability of ICU beds, Governor Charlie Baker here in Massachusetts said that field hospitals aren't available aren't necessary right now. He said that about a week or two ago. But he definitely left the option that that's what's going to happen if the need arises. All right. What are we doing next? Next story? We're going to do the next story? Let's do the next story. Oh, by the way, there is some positive news here. There is some positive news because, we're going to talk about Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, that guy, that Republican. I want to break out my comfort pie right now. And some of you, I don't even think any of you asked, what is my comfort pie? What flavor, what type of pie it is? It's a pecan pie. It is a pecan pie. That is my comfort pie. And some of you should be saying, Andy, you really shouldn't be eating pie as comfort food. just like as some kind of antidepressant, maybe an anti-anxiety. This is bad behavior. That being said, fuck Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, in case, senator from West Virginia, the man who is a poster child for a lot of most things wrong in the United States of America. He's a Democrat too, mind you. He went on Fox News and said, basically, I'm not supporting the Build Back Better plan of Joe Biden. This came as a surprise to the White House. Joe Manchin did have the consideration to alert the White House that he was going on Fox News to make his announcement. He gave the White House 30 minutes. He called him up. He had his people call up the White House 30 minutes before appearing on Fox News and said, hey, by the way, fuck you. I'm not doing this Build Back Better plan. Click. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let's look at the story. And maybe I'm embellishing it. I don't think I am, to tell you the truth, everyone. No. Let's go to Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin says he won't support President Biden's Build Back Better plan. You want to do some cats before we do Joe Manchin? You want to cleanse the palate a little bit before we start talking about that guy, before we continue this story? Let's do a cat video, everyone.
The white cat in the nest above is named Hugo. Hey Hugo, do you mind if we videotape you in the catio today? Possum, what do you think of your new enclosure? Totally agree. The tower, super long run, and nest combo are amazing as we scroll out to see the entire structure at once.
I'm not going to show my cat that because I think my cat might get patio envy. That's what I think, everyone. I'm not going to show my cat Biscuit that. Okay. Going to check out the chat one more time before talking about Joe Manchin. Pie is like a really big pill. It is. It is like a really big pill, a really big antidepressant, anti-anxiety pill. Oh, my fictitious God. So the girlfriend has COVID. I have this other crisis going on right now. I can't even talk to you about it. I can't even talk to you about this other crisis going on right now in my life, but it seems to be managed. It seems to be, I seem to have it under control. But I gotta tell you, everyone, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. All right. Fuck Joe Manchin. Where's that story? Joe Manchin, there he goes. He isn't supporting the Build Back Better plan. If you can't go home, and this is what Joe Manchin says, this is quoting him, if I can't go home and explain it to the people of West Virginia, I can't vote for, and I cannot vote to continue with this piece of legislation. I just can't. I tried everything humanly possible. I just can't get there, Manchin said. When pressed whether it's a firm no, Manchin said, this is a no on this legislation. I've tried everything I know how to do, and the president has worked diligently. He's been wonderful to work with. Once again, Joe Manchin going on Fox News and basically telling the Democrats, go F yourself, and giving the White House only 30 minutes warning before that. But look, I'm just getting ahead of the story. White House says Manchin had promised to keep negotiating. A source familiar with the discussions told NPR that Manchin's staff informed Democratic leaders on Capitol Hill and the White House about the senator's position about 30 minutes before his Fox interview aired. You know, it's like you have a date for the prom. Remember going to the prom? Remember you have a date and you're all dressed up, you're ready to go to the prom, and then the other person calls you and says, oh, by the way, I'm not going to prom with you. And then that person just announces to everyone, oh, by the way, I'm going with this other person. You know, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like getting ditched. It's like getting ditched. That's what it is. The White House press secretary said in a statement that Manchin's remarks on Fox contradicted what he had been saying to the president in recent days. Senator Manchin promised to continue conversations in the days ahead and to work with us to reach that common ground. She said if his comments on Fox and written statement indicate an end to that effort. They represent a sudden and inexplicable reversal in his position and a breach of his commitments to the president and the senator's colleagues in the House and Senate. Is anyone here surprised? You know, microphone's not surprised that Joe Manchin would do a stunt like this. We are not surprised at all. Not at all. Because after all, he gets a lot of money from the coal industry. There are clean energy provisions in the Build Back Better plan that Joe Manchin does not like. Manchin also said the legislation would end up costing more than its backers let on. He said that increasing the national debt. You know, here's the thing about conservatives is that they don't give a crap about the national debt when it comes to the military. And let's face it, the military is what's going to bankrupt the United States of America. Why do I say that? Because historically speaking, when you talk about large empires, it is the thing that bleeds the treasury dry. It is the military. I don't even know why. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Iraq and Afghanistan, those now ended forever wars about how it drained the treasury and racked up debt. Yeah, it isn't domestic spending that's going to bleed the treasury dry, everyone. That's going to bleed us white. It's going to be military excursions. Manchin also said, blah, blah, blah. He said that increasing the national debt to pay for the bill would pose a risk to national security, citing a warning from military leaders in 2011. But in April, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said climate change posed an existential threat to the world. The Defense Department, over a number of administrations, it isn't just Democratic administrations, the Defense Department has said consistently that climate change is a threat to the United States of America. Manchin also raised concerns about the costs of extending the child tax credit payments. Oh, just fuck him. You know, it's all about the coal. It's all about the money for Joe Manchin. And you know, I go on Twitter every once in a while. I got into this Twitter thing too, and I don't know if I didn't write it down. It's too bad. But there was a question about, or there was a statement from another one of the Twitterati questioning whether or not Joe Manchin understands the repercussions of his actions. And I responded saying, yes, Joe Manchin's not an idiot. Evil, but not an idiot. And history is pert. And this is the rule more than the exception. Oligarchs are more concerned about the money in their pockets than they are about the general welfare of the countries that they are in. It's as if Roman burns, but senators will still do well one way or the other. Positive. We're going to be positive in the last minute and a half of the show, everyone. We're going to be positive. Why are we going to be positive? Because of what's going on in Chile right now. Leftist millennial wins election as Chile's next president. We've been keeping an eye on what's going on in Chile, right? If you've been watching the show for a while, you know that we've been keeping one eye on the constitutional process going on down there, that they're rewriting the Constitution. They're having, a state's assembly to write a new constitution. We've also been following that this progressive person here, this leftist millennial, was in political combat to be president of Chile. And his combatant, his foe, was a man who supports traditional Catholic values. Let's take a look at the story. Santiago, Chile, a leftist millennial who rose to prominence during anti-government protests, was elected to Chile's next president Sunday after a bruising campaign after a free market against a free market firebrand likened to Donald Trump. I hate that fucking sentence because Donald Trump is not a free market firebrand. No one is a free market firebrand. No one is really supporting positions like free markets, economic, social free markets. Very few people are. They're big L libertarians and they never get elected. So to call his foe a free market politician that in the likes of Donald Trump. That's just a horrible sentence. With more than 90% of polling stations reporting, Gabriel Boric had 56% of the votes compared to 44% for his opponent, lawmaker Jose Antonio Cast. Boric, 35, will become Chile's youngest modern president when he takes office in March. He was among several activists elected to Congress in 2014 after leading protests for higher quality education. On the stump, he vowed to bury the neoliberal economic model left by General Augusto Pinochet 1973 to 1990 dictatorship and raise targets on the super rich to expand social services, fight inequality, and boost protections for the environment. Good news. We're running late. We're running over, but I'm going to share with you one more story that is positive, and that is about, well, unions, because the chance of 3 ghosts visiting your boss to make him do the right thing is unreasonably slim. Boston area Starbucks employees, looks like they're gonna go on votes to unionize, everyone. Positive news from Boston. We know that there was Buffalo, New York, Starbucks that unionized successfully, and this is creating a domino effect. See, I promised you positivity, and you got positivity right here at the end of the show. I'm going to drop another cat video.
Okay, let's play a game.
Game?
Role reversal. I act like you and you act like me.
Okay.
Sleep is so much work. My life is so hard.
Hey!
No, you gotta stay in character.
I gotta get up here first. Hair. I do hair. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my food is so far away. Just put it right here by my mouth so I don't have to move.
Wanna make a video?
We are making a video.
I'm being you.
Oh.
Hey. Mom.
Cat-like reflexes.
What?
Bam!
Enough.
Okay.
There's nothing like ending a video with a fart. Gonna check out the chat one more time. Don't forget, 9:30, starting the open room there for people, atheists, humanists. You know, I don't even know if I can catch up with all this chat. Will they claim King for? No, actually, Cast. He is not in the mold of Donald J. Trump, because we all know Donald J. Trump, whenever he loses, says the other side cheated. So it seems like Chile may have a better political system here, which isn't hard to do, I guess, than the United States of America, because when politicians lose there, they accept losing. Traditional Catholic values, so praying for penance while touching children. That is spot on, Blazing. Spot on. All right. I'm going to throw the thank you video to folks who support the channel financially. Thank you. It is much appreciated. I'll see you at 9:30, everyone.